Hey, welcome back to another episode of Wario Land 4. This might be the last episode, who knows? Before we get started with this boss, we've got to do the most important thing in the game. It's the only thing I look forward to these days when playing Wario Land 4, and that's I'm going to come in here and get my free smile. That makes me feel better every time. Okay, let's hope that this guy is not going to be a pain and a half. I think you have to hit that thing or something at some point. I don't remember exactly what you... Yeah, there, you got to do that. So he's going to try and grab you with a claw. And you just got to, you know, hit the vulture. He'll start doing like... Oh, what? I didn't see that on the edge. Did they just bring those in? Or was I just completely blind to it? Because I was looking at that to jump over that. So far, hasn't really been a, you know, hasn't really been a difficult boss, but I guess it's going to get, like, more tricky as, like, they start throwing more stuff out. Oh, yeah, and then it turns into these, and you gotta, like, catch the egg, and... Yeah. Watch out for the rubber ducks. Damn it. Gotta do that. Idealistically, you do that, you know, pretty flawlessly. Oh. Gotta watch out for these, like, rubber ducks. Let's do that again, but, you know, follow the cat, because the cat knows the free smiles is where it's at. Alright, let's try that again. Not really too bad. It's just, I think if you fall behind on catching the eggs is where it's the problem. I'm just glad to know that this boss is not, like, gonna make me want to rip my hair out. And now I do see the spinning, like, saw blades on the side of the screen. I don't know how I missed that the first time. I guess I just got blindsided to, like... Oh, God. Blindsided to the attacks it was doing. You know, this boss kind of reminds me of, like... I think there's a boss very much like it in Cuphead, but it kind of reminds me of, like, a boss you would see in Cuphead, doesn't it? Alright, now here's... already off to a great start. If you're not, like, at the right the correct angle when that egg pops out, like... It's like... It's kind of over because it bounces off his head like that. Alright, we gotta keep... Oh my god, I'm getting flashbacks to Puppy Love, even though I haven't played Earthworm Jim 2 yet. Like, I hate that level. Worst level ever in any video game are the Puppy Love levels in Earthworm Jim 2. One of the reasons why I kind of actually don't really like Earthworm Jim 2. Oh my god. It went crazy with all the eggs. You see that? Alright, let's do it again. We're going to save the smile for later. Got to have something to look forward to. Is this the game where they started making Wario like super strong like that and have him like, you know, bench pressing and stuff, like a lot of weight? Oh, come on now. And it's gonna start with the electricity and maybe the buzzsaw. Should be like, what, 1 or 2 more hits? Alright. I kind of feel like isn't there like a way to do this more efficiently, or is it really just like catch the egg and throw the egg and try not to fall behind because of like how out of control the little duckies can get? Okay, that 3 tries, not that bad. Definitely a lot easier than some of the other bosses. But pretty frustrating there for that second half of the fight. Alright, that's all 4 edges. I think it's just the final fight now. And now we gotta go in here to Shadow Duel. There is like 1 level left. Oh. I was just hoping I could just fight the final boss. Hopefully... Oh yeah. Hopefully if everything works out right, then if everything works out the way it needs to, hopefully this will be a 1 and go. And like I can just do this all in one, you know, video. I think I need to stop charging like that because I think I'm going too fast. Wario, my lad. You know what? Restart, refresh. Refresh. Yeah, the highest score ever. I just wanted to do that again because like I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to run up the time. And of course we get the, like I've said before, the worst alarm clock in history. I did really well the first time through here. I don't know why I was having so much trouble. Oh, watch out for those guys, the worst enemies in the game. Up or down? I guess down. Bubbles. Do I need to go with a bubble or? Probably to go the right way. I'm actually, you know what? I'm interested. There looked like there was a spot. Oh, come on now. Like right there. Maybe it's the second bubble. Okay. We're trying to do this as a one-take Jake and not like, you know, a million tries Charlie or whatever. Alright. Do I want to get hit by these guys yet? That one looks a little cracked. Come here, dude. Come here, dude. Nope, okay. Just thought I would check, you know. I'm glad I fell down there. I think I have to fall down here, because I think if I am clocking how to do this right, I gotta come down here and jump back up. Got the axe murderer and zombies. I'm gonna probably have to fall down one of these. Let's do some reconnaissance. Now there's no way that this is like this and you can just walk away. So come here, dude. I don't know if it'll show up on the they'll show up on the video, because like they didn't show up on the first level that they were in. Can't really see them until I turn into a zombie. I guess it's the frame rate issue. Alright, I don't know what that was, why all the zombies. Oh my god. Gotta deal with Funky Kong here. At least I got 2 out of the things so far. Alright, looks like there might be something this way. Do I see anything worth that? Okay. So maybe it's just a waste time? And, snowball. Oh, snowball. Hang on. Hear me out. Why else would this be here? To waste my time, that's why. Okay, and it looked like there was more up there, I guess. Okay. I got the bat. I'm still kind of upset you can't turn into the Dracula, even though there's no point in this one. Alright, we need just one more. I'm almost tempted just to leave. You know, I think I'm almost tempted just to leave and come back. Just so that it's already, like, you know, like, saved in the membrane or saved in the game. Because it shouldn't take long to rush back to that. I'd rather just go all the way back. You know, have those 3 collected already. Alright. Should be able to do it on one more shot. It looks like this level is very... So far it seems to be very, very, very generous in the sense that, like, it's just a straightforward shot. Which almost kind of makes it a little pointless, but, you know. Got the alarm clock going off again. Story of my life. Just started having a nice dream. Could be worse. It could be like having a nightmare. I find a lot of my... Oh, God. Worst enemies in the game. I find a lot of my nightmares lately have just been like being late for work. And like... being late for work, not remembering my passwords and stuff for work, and not being able to like make the phone call to explain why I was late. Most of the time, for some reason, it's like because I overslept, even though that's not something I've ever done and ever really have issues with. I don't know why. Like, I guess it's just the anxiety of having to deal with that, you know. But I really don't have any issues as far as like Oh my god, Wario, now is not the time. I don't really have any issues as far as, like, you know, behavioral issues or anything, so, like, I'm sure if something like that happened, like, my boss would be like, well, it sucks that it happened, but, like, it's an unusual thing indeed. But, like I was saying, like, I don't know why, those are, like, the worst dreams, because, like, I'm in a genuine panic, and I kind of wish that it was, like, I'd rather be having a dream of being, like, I don't know, chased and eaten by a monster or something like that, but I guess because I'm not really, like, afraid of that stuff, it's not really what my anxieties are about. Watch out for the snow. Alright, cool. No, not cool. Oh boy. Alright. Okay, so it's there. Gotta do that, clearly. Alright, so then what's this way? I think I thought I knew how to get over there. I think I do. I just have to do this. Little scientist guy. Deal with him here. Come here. Come here, dude. Okay, so it's just to get a jewel. I don't care about that. I got everything I want anyway. I feel like this is like charge this way. Dude, take a swim. Yeah, okay. I probably could have gotten that last time, but you know what? Like, I'd rather secure what I already had. You know what I mean? Like, there we go. And then it's like time for the final boss. Hopefully the final boss isn't as a big a pain in the ass as like most of these other ones have been. Alright, I gotta get the damn key. It was probably in that spot that I didn't finish that off with. Story of my life with this game. At least this level is not a pain in the ass, like some of them have been, you know? Except for these guys. These guys always will... It's bad enough that they, like, freeze you and make you go sliding backwards, but the fact that they blow a snot bubble at you is, like, the worst. Like, absolutely the worst. Horrible character design. Come here, dude. Dude. Cool. Boing. It wouldn't surprise me if it was actually like somewhere over here. I think I already... Didn't I already check this one over here? I'm just gonna do it anyway. I mean, I have no reason to think that it's not like anywhere, you know, but at the very end of this tunnel. Oh, come on. I think the thing that makes it more annoying is that it's not hard at all. You know? And so it's like when something happens and it's like, oh, this isn't a difficult thing at all. And then it's like, you mess it up and it's like, it was so easy. You know, why did it have to be that way? Alright, come here, dude. Let's try this again. I gotta remember to jump. Jump. There we go. At least it's like you know, a straight shot to the end. Get that guy out of here. Spam the button. Spam the button. There we go. All right. Cool. Wow. And he's gonna flex for the camera again. You know, I ought to just show off these mini games if this is the last level. It's Hunrum Derby, Wario Hop, and Wario Roulette. I remember being really good at the Wario Hop and being insanely good at the baseball one. But this is just it. I think this is like basic. Oh. You get the gist of that one, right? Like, I think this is basically where WarioWare came from, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I have no idea. I've not researched that at all. But, I mean, from what I've seen with WarioWare, I've never played it. From what I've seen with WarioWare, this is pretty much a WarioWare, like, minigame. And I think it's actually one of the reasons, like, you know... If I have to be honest, I think this is one of the reasons why Wario Land ended up like, you know, not being done as well as like, you know, like why Wario Land, you know, Wario Land 4, like I've had my complaints, I've voiced them, you know, a bunch of times, but also at the same time, like, I think WarioWare is probably one of the reasons why Wario Land kind of isn't really a thing as much anymore. And I don't know about, don't really know about how Wario Land Shake It did, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I'm going to try and get a copy of it again and eventually, you know, play it for the channel. But I'll probably play 1 and 2 first. It's a shame, but... It's a shame, but like Wario Land 4 went from being like 3rd on my list of favorites to like probably least favorite. Like, I think that Wario Land 2 is actually higher on the list now. And then this one is like, you know, time it and hit the you just gotta time it and hit the you know, hit it right at the right time. I got so really good at this, like, it was ridiculous. I, you know, haven't played this in like 15 years, 10-15 years, but I got like so good at this, like, that I was able to like just get nothing but strikes, but I'm fouling out. Strike! Ah. That's fine. I didn't want to sit here and play this for very long anyway. I just wanted to show it. Alright. It's time to do the battle with the big bad of the game. Time to show her what's up, but first... Free smiles. Game & Watch has got to give us our free smile. Alright, let's do this. Gotta go into the Earthbound background. Missing 2 chests. Pump that iron. Pump that iron, Wario. And then this cat shows up and attacks the face. And then the cat gets, like, eaten by the boss. Do I have to hit the faces or do... Oh, yeah, that happens. Maybe I have to, like, dodge the face and then use it or something? I don't know. Alright, so it's not charged directly into it. Maybe I had to jump on it? Yeah. Okay. This boss is, like, there's something about this that's making me think of, you know, something else. Maybe it's making me think of Ichima-san. And how, like, the very last, you know, there was like an out-of-nowhere final boss fight that didn't make any sense. Oh yeah, and then there's these things. These things you can jump on. Yeah, rubber ducky. So it's using basically every attack from like all the previous bosses, I guess. Whoa. Can I just jump up and hit it with that? Oh. Okay, cool. Okay, Wario, come on now. Come on now, Wario. Wario! Oh, right. I've got to do this with it, right? Yeah. I think she'll start shooting out a bunch of different, like a bunch of them all at the same time, right? So are those eyes or are those nostrils? Got her. Worst one right here. That wasn't bad. Gotta avoid the hammer now. And then we gotta put the hammer down. Gotta actually, you know, hit her. No. I think this is where she starts doing, like, all of them, right? Honestly, I'd rather try to hit her with that, but, like, oh my god, I'm one hit down. Not doing too bad, though, considering the first time I've fought her in a long time. She's not that hard, but, you know, most of these haven't been that hard. It's just been frustrating. But, you know what makes it better? A free smile. Smiles do make things better, you know. Even if somebody has jacked up teeth, it might not be as noticeable to begin with, but, like, you know, if someone smiles, assuming you're from a culture where smiling is actually, like, considered, like, a good thing, you know? Some people get really offended if you smile at them because they take it as an act of aggression. Alright, let's try this again. At least I've got like some of the understandings of how this works down, so like, you know, maybe I can breeze through it a little bit faster. Which is basically, I think I said it in like the first or second episode, like that's kind of the philosophy behind this entire game. It's just play it and play it and play it until you get so good at it that like you end up like, you know... Oh, I actually have to jump on it? I thought it would just hit the ground. Like, you just get really, really, really good at the game to the point where, like, you know, can speed run it. Well, that didn't do well. I wish there was a way to get health back. Especially against these dang rubber duckies. You gotta kind of love the fact that, like, though, that this is like the... Well, love it or not, I actually don't care for it personally, but, like, this is the music that plays when you hit the switch. Okay. But this is like when you hit the switch and you have to run out of the levels and stuff. Got her. Worst one again. Mainly because you have like 0 time before it blows up in your hand. Got her. Okay, now it's the hammer. Maybe I can get lucky and get a second one in here. Oh, I got that guy. Come on. I think this is how you're supposed to juggle this boss. You know, like there's some bosses you can just like sit and juggle pretty easily. I think the hammer is the way to do it. If you can like hit yourself and like bounce up in her face really easily. Back into the earthbound background. Alright, pump that iron, Wario, pump it. You know, I wonder if the reason Wario is so buff is because of how he looked in Wario Land 2 and 3, because his arms were like super muscular. Because, you know, Wario up until that point would wear long sleeves, you know? And even though his arms are kind of the same color as his shirt there, like he's wearing short sleeves. Oh, come on. Right out the gate with this. I will say, I took a day or so in between like the last few videos to record this. I'm in a bit of a better mood than I was in those last 2 episodes. I am still, you know, ready for the game to be done, you know, to be done with the game, but like at the same time, like, I'm in a way better spot than I was. Like, I was getting really frustrated in those videos. There we go. It's getting really frustrated with those last levels because it was just kind of like I said, you know, it's a game gets a little bit repetitive, and like it's not really my favorite anymore. Like, well, it was never really my favorite, but like it's kind of gone down my list, but like it's still a really good game. The Wario Land games are like top notch. It's just something about this one this time around. I don't think it had anything to do with like recording it while playing, but something about it this time around just really set me off a little bit. Alright, come on now, Wario. Hit yourself on the hammer. Wario, 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 Wario. This is all your fault. There we go. Got her. Got her again. It just kind of sucks that you can't hit yourself in the... Oh, there we go. I was just about to say, can't hit yourself in the air because it didn't seem to work. I honestly think the best one is the ball with the bear on it. Oh, man. Here goes my hammer. Well, here's the hammer back. Lost both of the best ones to use. Got her. Can we go all the way with this one? That one was just an easy hit, so if Wario could like hit himself with a hammer. Okay, now it's the final form. And I don't remember how to deal with this. Oh yeah, you just do that, I guess. She's acting like Bowser from Mario Brothers 3. And of course, you gotta not be on the ground when she does that. That's it. We got 7 out of the 12 treasures. I don't really feel too bad about that, if I'm being honest. I'm just glad that it was, you know, done. We got some treasure, and maybe not all of it. Wario, you know, does a double bicep curl flex. And of course the cat knows. The cat's like, I'm gonna ride Wario out because, you know, I'm not gonna do all this work to climb out. And there's that jackass who helped with nothing. We gotta get out of here. It's falling apart on us. Wario's like breathing heavily because of all the challenges he's been through, and the cat's just happy and cute because it's a cute little cat. And that treasure bag is not as big as it could be, but it's still pretty big. You could probably buy a house with that money. And they share a good laugh together. And then, what's this? All of the treasures turn the cat into a girl. And Wario's like flabbergasted, and he gets a kiss on the cheek. Says, "Thank you, Wario." Heart. And Wario's got that like look on his face. I love the juxtaposition. If anybody knows Wario Land Shake It, I love the juxtaposition to the ending in that one compared to this one. And Wario's like, "What? What was that all about?" "Oh well, money." And then Wario's like driving a semi truck that he got somewhere, or a flatbed he got somewhere. And that's it. That's the end of Wario Land 4. Like I said, like, you know, it kind of sucks that I got a little, you know, frustrated and a little bit of, I don't know, disenfranchisement from the game. Trying to replay through it, but I did have a pretty good time, if I'm being honest. There was just some bits about it that was really just kind of like super frustrating, and I think a part of it was also that I'm just like I said, I was ready to be done with the game. But I don't know if these are all the treasures that were in those boxes, or just like, you know, just reminders of levels. This one's the Arabian Nights level. So like, is Wario and Waluigi still villains at this point in 2025, or are they just like characters who are like, you know, just do whatever is necessary whenever is necessary? Like, I know Miyamoto, there was an interview back when, I think it was in Game Informer, back when Mario Kart 8 came out the first time, before it was re-released 20 more times. And he said something about like the reason that, you know, Wario, Waluigi, and Bowser and them can like play golf and do tennis and race karts is because it's like old Pi cartoons where like Pi and Bluto would fight a lot, but then there would be like some cartoons where it was just kind of like Bluto's not the villain of the episode or something like that, and they're just like, you know, hanging out and just doing whatever. And the Switch decided that like I was not paying attention enough to it. But yeah, so it's kind of like that. So I wonder if that's kind of how they are. But like, I remember when Wario first hit the scene and he was like a villain, and I mean like he was like twice the size as Mario, just standard form. And if he took a hit, he had a warrior stripe mohawk. But like, I don't know. I remember when they were villains. Wario Woods, as I did in that one channel update news and stuff. But you know, I don't know. I guess they're just there to be used when needed or something, because I always wanted a Wario and Waluigi style like Mario and Luigi game where you're playing as Wario and Waluigi doing stuff, more like the first game, the Superstar Saga, with the bro moves and stuff. Like, I always thought that would be fun. I thought that would be really cool. A few days later, Wario's driving his car again, the Batmobile, or the Warmobile. And there's another cat that he almost runs over. And it's like, what's this? It's an all-you-can-eat. Steaks for $10. Eat as much as you can. Oh my god. Like, where's that at? Alright. If you continue with this, save data, every boss will be revived. Start over and try to get all 12 treasures. Wario. No thank you, Wario, bud. Well, that's it. Like, that's Wario Land 4. You know, I didn't want to get the discs or the records, so that's kind of it. Did it on hard mode. But, I mean, that's it. Wow, this video's long. But, you know, I appreciate you watching. I'm going to obviously end it here. I appreciate you watching. If you made it to this point in the video, I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.